My name is Rachel Derhawk, and I've been attending Eastview for around a year. In 2022, it seemed like everything kind of happened all at once. I didn't have a ton of friends in Bloomington. I really just relied on the boyfriend that I had. Family things were happening and they're close enough, but it was still an hour away. And so it was just a lot for me to kind of deal with on my own because I was living here on my own, was no longer with my boyfriend. And honestly, I feel like they were just lonely. Yeah, I think you just come to a point where it's like, there's only so much that you can do. And I had been crying for so long, for so many days over something that had happened. I found my old Bible that I brought up, and it was the kids' version of my Bible. And I just took it out and I was like, wow, I would love to go back to childlike faith, like not think about anything that's happened this year and just know the love like the Father has for me and just hold on and cling to that. And so I was like, okay, what can I tangibly do now? And I was like, well, I can pray. I was like, is this exactly how I'm supposed to? And then I was like, there's no correct way. And so I was like, let me just talk. And then I was like, okay, what could I do next? So then I was like, I'll get a devotional. And I was watching church online, and it was comfortable. But I was like, I want community here. So Michaela and I went to the same high school, but we also went to the same church, and we're both on the dance team together. So we knew each other pretty well. So there was a couple different times where I saw something and I was like, okay, I should reach out to her right after she posted that. And then I don't know if she had posted anything for a little bit, but I just remember I was like, okay, I really want to get connected. And I remember her, I was like, I'm pretty sure it starts with an E. So I looked up churches that started with E in Bloomington, and that's how I found Eastview. I was taken aback by the size of the church and the amount of cars that were in the parking lot. I felt like my nerves were taking over. I thought about if I should turn around and go home, text her and tell her that I couldn't make it. I just remember sitting there thinking, and I said out loud, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And I just so clearly heard God say, you are. I was able to walk in with Brett and Michaela. So I think Michaela had mentioned that you were interested in starting new small groups, and she asked if I'd be interested, and I was like that day on Sunday, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that quite yet. And then the next day she texted me and she was like, I know you said that you didn't know if you were ready, but I just want you to know that Josh reached out to me, and there's a small group that he thought you could join. I thought about it for a second, and I was like, how am I going to make this big church feel smaller? And I thought joining a small group with girls that were all in a similar chapter of life as me would help me get connected and get plugged in. I was really nervous joining my small group for the first time because I knew all the girls were already connected. They immediately welcomed me in. They asked if I had a Bible, if I wanted to look off of their Bible, if I wanted one of the studies that they were going through myself, even though we were on the last week. They were like, we can buy you one, so that way you'll have it even just for the last week. I just remember going back to my place and being so excited that I had found a community of people that believe the same thing that I do. I think I was just so in awe of how welcoming they are. I was like, I could see these women becoming some of my best friends. I could tell just how on fire they were for Jesus and just how much they welcomed new people into the group and wanted to hear my story. They asked me a bunch of questions the first time we met, and I was like, okay, they're dedicated to getting to know me. And so I just wanted to make it my mission and dedicate myself to get to know them. And now they're my best friends. I love them all so much. I feel like they've been able to make this faith journey so tangible. I'll share stories of when I wasn't really following God, and so the girls will look at me and they'll be like, I can't believe you did that. They aren't saying that to look down on me or judge me or any way. They're like, wow, I can't believe seeing you where you are now and thinking about the person you were then, you're two completely different people. And I just love that because I feel like that's it, that's the story. No matter where you are, no matter how low you think you've gotten, there's always room for you, there's always a seat for you. And I just that is a part of my story, even though maybe I'm not proud of it, I don't know if I would be as strong in my faith if I didn't have those years when I wasn't following. And so I don't think I would have been able to see all of the love and all of the grace and all of the forgiveness and just the reassurance. And I'm on the right track that I don't have to have everything perfect. They just constantly remind me every day and point everything back to the Father, I know on my own I wouldn't be able to connect all those dots. I feel like he broke through all the barriers that I still had up. I knew that I wanted to come back to my faith. And so I feel like after that was when I was like, okay, I want to go all in. For me, it meant to find a church, to get back into the Word, to pray, to listen to worship music, to try to push aside the things that I knew that were bringing me down and insert things that I feel like will bring me up. I would say just try. It may seem scary at first, but just come with me. I can sit by you and we can go to a young adult service together. They sing worship and there's a sermon, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I think the biggest thing is just to get out of the car and go in and just try it. It might not be exactly for you, it might not be the right fit, but I feel like that would just be what I would tell people, is just give it a chance. Put anything that you've heard about other churches or anything that you've experienced about other churches to the side and just go in with a fresh mind.